I'll have the $5 shake.
How do you want that shake? Martin and Lewis or Amos and Andy?
Martin and Lewis.
Did you just order a $5 shake?
Since the beginning of modern fast food, there has been the milkshake. Burgers and shakes are the staple at nearly every fast food restaurant you can find. But when did burgers and milkshakes become inseparable? And when did it become a requirement for every burger joint in America to put its own spin on the classic treat? Well, today we're getting the shakedown on why every fast food place has a milkshake. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History Food channel. Then leave a comment letting us know what other corners of fast food history you'd like us to explore next. Okay, we know dipping fries in a shake is good. Has anyone tried dipping the burger? The milkshake's history begins in the late 1800s, but its original form was very different from the sweet, creamy treat known today. The earliest references to milkshake date back to 1885, when the term shake was used in a British newspaper to describe a unique alcoholic beverage. This shake was essentially a thicker eggnog made with eggs and whiskey. Just like early soda, milkshakes were also seen as a healthy beverage with healing properties, and were readily available at soda stops and pharmacies. It didn't take long for those boozy shakes to get a lot sweeter. In the early 1900s, shakes became a wholesome beverage made with milk, malt, and flavored syrups, such as chocolate, strawberry, or vanilla. These new shakes were a hit at soda fountains and drugstores, and became the symbol of the youth of that generation, like the new kids on the block in a cup. But that's only half the story. In 1922, Ivar Pop Colson, a manager at Walgreens, decided to add 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream to the popular malted shake recipe that had blown up at soda fountains everywhere. This simple addition took the drink from a sweet treat into a handheld dessert icon, the milkshake. As delicious as it was, the milkshake owed a big part of its success to the arrival of another classic American invention, the electric blender. This new tool allowed milkshakes to be made quickly, easily, and virtually anywhere. The country was entering a milkshake renaissance. Suburban America post-World War II was a sock-hop, mom-and-pop soda shop kind of scene. Hanging out and cruising in your car to diners was the thing to do for the teens of the era. Burgers and shakes were fast, cheap, and filling, with a dessert you can work on for the rest of the night without anyone thinking it's weird. The great burger and shake takeover of America really kicked off in the 1950s, thanks to a pair of towering golden arches. McDonald's didn't invent the burger, or the milkshake, or the idea of eating them together in your car while trying not to spill ketchup on your sweatpants. But Mickey D's did figure out how to serve it all with lightning-fast efficiency.
What's this? Your food. No. I just ordered. And now it's here.
Before McDonald's, countless regional diners and burger joints were flipping patties and blending shakes. But McDonald's introduced the idea of a national chain, with franchisees all required to provide a uniform experience. In other words, no matter where you were, from California to Connecticut, you could walk into a McDonald's and get the exact same burger, fries, and shake. Suddenly, that menu was available coast to coast. And with competitors quickly replicating McDonald's success, fast food joints selling burgers and milkshakes popped up all over the country. Burger King's been slinging shakes since the early 1960s, because even royalty knows you need a proper dessert if you want to be in the big leagues with McDonald's.
Meet Sir Shake-a-Lot.
They even created their own milkshake-based mascot, Sir Shakes-a-Lot. Their strategy? Keep it classic. Vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, no glitter, no whipped cream Tower of Doom. Just creamy soft serve blended into a thick, no-nonsense treat that sticks to your straw. Then came Wendy's Frosty in 1969, inspired by Cleveland's legendary frosted malts. Launched by Wendy's on day one, it wasn't quite a milkshake, but not quite ice cream.
It's not a solid or a liquid, so?
It was a gloriously decadent hybrid that required a spoon or a fistful of fries. In case you're somehow not in the know, the Frosty has a legion of devoted superfans who all engage in the same tasty ritual, dipping salty, piping hot fries into an ice-cold Frosty. This sweet and savory combination has since become a beloved off-menu tradition of milkshake renegades everywhere, not just Frosty fans. The milkshake revolution even forced some ice cream shops to adapt or melt. Dairy Queen started out as the go-to spot for soft serve and sundaes. But once burgers and shakes took over the fast food scene, many DQ locations expanded into full diners, adding burgers, fries, and hot dogs to the menu to stay competitive. It wasn't just about dessert anymore, it was about becoming a one-stop comfort food shop. At the same time, milkshake marketing got serious. In order to get an edge, chains began advertising that their milkshakes were made with real ice cream.
Made with real ice cream.
A not-so-subtle jab at competitors using powdered mixes or soft-serve blends. It became a delicious arms race, where texture and ingredients were just as important as flavor. The thicker, the better. And the more real the ingredients sounded, the more customers lined up. This tactic was especially effective because many major fast food chains, including McDonald's, Burger King, and Dairy Queen, use soft-serve or reduced-fat mixes that don't actually meet the USDA's definition of real ice cream, which requires at least 10% milk fat. We'll come back to that in a bit. We need to give this thing a little time to melt. By the end of the 1950s, milkshakes were everywhere. You could find them at diners, soda fountains, and every new roadside joint trying to be the next big thing. Friday nights were for jukeboxes, chrome counters, and burgers with a shake. Hand-spun shakes, made with real ice cream and milk and spindle mixers, remained the gold standard at many diners and premium chains. Soft-serve shakes using soft-serve ice cream and milk stayed popular at fast food joints for their speed and consistency. The 1960s and 1970s also saw the introduction of air pumps and ice cream machines, improving texture and allowing for greater volume and lighter shakes. But no matter where you went, you were bound to find the same three flavors: chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. In fact, those are the flavors you can always count on, no matter where you're shaking your milk. So how did these three simple flavors become the default option for milkshakes everywhere? Well, this tasty trio were the original three soda fountain syrup flavors and the basis of Neapolitan ice cream, making them familiar and easy to replicate. Plus, they're just plain popular. Year after year, these three remain the most popular milkshake flavors in the US. They are also the easiest to produce with consistent quality, and their flavor bases allow for easy customization and mixing. But are they the most common flavors because they're the most popular? Or are they the most popular flavors because they're the most common?
We have vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry.
Oof. Yeah. Brain freeze. Okay, remember earlier when we said that McDonald's shakes don't technically contain ice cream? That's because each state has different rules about what qualifies as a milkshake, usually based on how much milk fat it contains. McDonald's has seen some criticism over its non-use of milk in their milkshake. They're usually made with soft serve, not traditional ice cream. Less milk fat means they don't always meet the legal milkshake definition, so to keep it simple, they just call them shakes. McDonald's isn't alone in their shaky approach. Burger King, Sonic, Arby's, and even Shake Shack use similar soft-serve based recipes for consistency, and to avoid running afoul of state regulations, they also use the term shake. Only a few fast food chains, such as Chick-fil-A or Five Guys, consistently advertise milkshakes made with hand-spun ice cream and milk. This old-school method regularly earns these chains the top spots among customer rankings of best fast food milkshakes. McDonald's and other chains clarify that their shakes do contain some milk, though the recipe also includes sugar, cream, corn syrup, and stabilizers like carrageenan, a thickener made from seaweed. Wonder why they leave that out of the commercials. Milkshakes remain a fixture in American fast food, with 14% of US restaurants offering them in some capacity. The three classic flavors, chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla, continue to dominate sales, with McDonald's McFlurry chocolate and vanilla shakes ranking as the most popular in the US. And over the years, several chains have released their own signature limited-time shakes. McDonald's Shamrock Shake is still at the top of the heap, drawing crowds every spring for over 50 years. But there are also more recent blockbuster seasonal shakes, including Dairy Queen's Mint Oreo Blizzard and Chick-fil-A's Peach Milkshake. Meanwhile, promotions like Shake Shack's Afternoon Shake Deal and free shake giveaways keep milkshakes in the spotlight and drive traffic during off-peak hours. Meanwhile, Starbucks has quietly become the milkshake chain for adults. serving up frappuccinos and other blended drinks that mimic milkshakes in texture, sweetness, and indulgence, but with a shot of espresso and a fancier name. With endless customization, sleek branding, and seasonal hype, hello pumpkin spice, Starbucks has carved out a huge slice of the sweet drink market. Their influence has even pushed fast food chains to level up their shake game just to keep up. Milkshakes may no longer be the dominant fixture of teenage life, but they've become a pretty dominant fixture of American life. After all, who can argue with a cup full of drinkable ice cream? Or, excuse me, technically not ice cream. So what do you think? What's your favorite fast food shake? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're at it, check out some of these other weird history food videos.